Hello everyone, welcome you back into another episode of the Fantasy Fans Talk, and I hope you guys are all doing well. Yeah, Game Week 24 is here, and as usual we are going to be looking at how I performed for Game Week 23. And tell you what, Game Week 23 was yet another good game week for me, being above average, had 73%, 73 points, and the average was 58, and that was very good for my team. So to start with, I had Nick Pope in goal against Brighton, and he really disappointed me, getting only 2 points. Yeah, when I looked at Burnley, and it's about 4-5 game weeks, they had over 3 clean sheets, and I expected this to be also another clean sheet, but it was so unfortunate that he lost it, and it was a very big disappointment on my team. Then in my defense, I had Criswell, Justin and Diaz. Criswell and Justin getting maximum points, getting 9 points, the 3 bonus points also taking them, and that was very good for my team. The other side, Robin Diaz causes a penalty against Liverpool, and it was the only goal that Liverpool managed to score in the game. He causes a penalty, and on top of that he gets a yellow card. That was bad for my defense. When I went into the game, I knew this could happen, so I wasn't really counting so much on Robin Diaz, but I was like, in case of a clean sheet, in case Liverpool fails to break through, then I can get a clean sheet on Robin Diaz. But it was so unfortunate, and he gets only 1 point. In my midfield, I had Bruno Fernandes, Mohamed Salah, Gundogan and Harvey Barnes. Bruno Fernandes gets 7 points, Mohamed Salah also a penalty against City, he gets him 7 points, and Gundogan as my best bang in the midfield. At first, when he missed a penalty, I was so disappointed, because when you get into a dilemma of choosing between Soucek and Gundogan, you think of who is having a chance of taking a penalty, and then Gundogan gets the chance and he just takes the penalty wide, way wide. I was so disappointed on seeing that, but at the end of the game, he scores 2 goals, he gets the 3 bonus points, and we get back onto the line, and I was so happy to see that. Mohamed Salah getting 7 points, I wasn't disappointed, because Liverpool is not on its best, and then also City, they are defensive wise, they are very, very good right now. So you can see that the only goal scored against City was a penalty, and if you have Mohamed Salah on your team, you always be sure that in case of a penalty, he'll be the one taking it. Harvey Barnes gets on with 3 points, and that was another disappointment for me. If you look at Leicester and their last 2 games, he has not been able to contribute that much. He has only 3 points, that's only 6, and I brought in Harvey Barnes in game week 21. So I was disappointed seeing that he couldn't do anything still against Wolves, but that was it. My striking line had Antonio, Bamford and Calvert-Lewin. The first biggest disappointment started with Antonio failing to score, and he was my captain, because when I looked at how I've been making my captain choices for the last 3-4 game weeks, I noticed, like, even when you go for a big bang, even when you go for a safe side, you can still end up being disappointed. So this time around, I go for Antonio, and I was so disappointed. He was not even anywhere close to the Antonio that played the last 3 game weeks. Bamford elsewhere gets me a goal, and that was very good. If you look at Bamford and his last 3 game weeks, he's been really doing well, 15, 5 and 6. That's a player I would love to see on your team. Calvert-Lewin on my attacking line was my big bang, getting 12 points. That goal against Manchester United in the last minute gave me everything I wanted for that game week. He gets that goal, he gets the bonus points, and he ends up with 12 points. And the fact that a lot of managers didn't really trust him against United, that helped me actually also to get up, to have green arrows in my world ranking. That was very good. When you look at my bench, I had only Bandleno. Remember, he went into that game with a red card, so he couldn't participate. Soucek gets a red card, Cancelo gets 2 points, and Lucas Digne gets only 1 point. That's how I performed, and I have 73 points. When you look at my world ranking, it's also really doing very well, over 200,000, and that's really very good for me. So just a simple reminder, please subscribe to my channel such that it can also help me increase the content that I'll be posting every now and then, because I need that too, guys, because it also boosts my confidence. So when you look at how we are going to be lining up for game week 24, game week 24 has something different, because within game week 24 there are double game weeks. There are not that many. There are only 4 teams that are having the double game week. That's Burnley, Fulham, Everton, and Manchester City. So how best can we line up to get at least the maximum number of points for game week 24? Here at the Fantasy Fan Stock, I had planned ahead of this game week 24, and I have over 5 players that are going to be having double game weeks in this game week, and that's really very good for my side. I mean, you have to keep making research if you really want to increase your performance. You have to keep making research. In case of a double game week, read ahead of it and prepare before, because right now I have over 5 players, and that's already very good. So when I look at my team, I really don't have anyone to rush for to bring into my team. I thought of the defense, doubling the defense of Burnley, having Nick Pope already in the goal, and I feel like still, even when I take out a player, maybe say like Lucas Digne for another player of Burnley, same me, I don't really find it really something that I have to do right now. So as it stands, I'm going to go with the same team, having Nick Pope in goal against Crystal Palace and Fulham. 1 game away and 1 game home. Yeah, when you look at Burnley and its last 6 games, it has over 4 clean sheets, and that gives me hope that of the 2, at least Nick Pope can end up with a clean sheet. Then Criswell in the defense, João Cancelo, Ruben Dias, and Lucas Digne. Criswell is playing Sheffield. Sheffield is not really a team that scores a lot of goals, and I mean, West Ham is also at its best. Yeah, I believe here, even when you look at Criswell and how he performed the last game week, I have to trust him against Sheffield. Cancelo and Diaz doubling the City defense. I know this is a little bit risky, looking at how Calvert-Lewin and Everton played against Tottenham. Yeah, it was really a very good game for Everton, but then you can still see that City is not a team that can easily concede a goal right now. When you look at Liverpool against City, guys try to look for where they can penetrate from, and they couldn't find any until they got a penalty. That was the only chance they got. So getting into game week 24, I still have to trust Cancelo and Diaz. The only problem I find with this is Ruben Dias already has 75% chances of playing, and of course with Pep and his rotation always, it can affect me, but I have to trust them, because I mean, they can get the clean sheets. And then Lucas Digne yesterday also got just a knock. It's a simple knock, I believe, against Fulham, All City. He will be back. My only prayer is that he plays against Fulham, because against City, I mean, there is no chance of getting a clean sheet against City. In my midfield, I'll still go with Bruno Fernandes, Mohamed Salah, and Gundogan. Yeah, those guys are all outstanding. Gundogan, in his last 4-5 game weeks, he's been really up there. His performance is outstanding, and I'm so happy to have him on my team. Bruno Fernandes playing the weakest defense in Premier League at the moment. It gives me more hope that he can still beat these guys. And then my scoreline has Calvert-Lewin, Bamford and Antonio. Calvert-Lewin has been really outstanding in his last 3 game weeks. And against Fulham, I really just hope that he will be back by the time they will be playing Fulham, so he can score those ones, because against City, like I said, the chances are very low, but I still can trust him against Fulham. Bamford, Arsenal, you can look at Arsenal. If Arsenal can fail to even beat to give back against Aston Villa, yeah. And when you look at Bamford and his last 3 game weeks, he's been really very good. I have to trust him. Antonio, the other side, is a guy I really doubt, because when you look at even the game against Manu yesterday, he wasn't able to play it because allegedly he's fatigued, and there are low chances that he can participate in the game. But I still have a feeling against Sheffield, if at all he turns up, he's going to be really doing well. Soucek is going to be my first sub, and then Harvey Barnes, lastly Justin, and on top of that Bandleno. So guys, like I said, there are a lot of changes that happen right now. There are still games that are being played right now. Chelsea is still having a game right now currently. I can still make any other change. Like I said, anything here is not fixed, but that's what I'm planning to do for game week 24. And I simply want to look at the best captain choices for this game week, including those that I don't have on my team. Yeah, to start with is Gundogan against Tottenham and Everton. Yeah, I believe that he can do something right now in case Kevin De Bruyne doesn't turn up, because when I looked at City, I have a feeling that probably in one of the 2 games Kevin De Bruyne will be back. Also looking at Gundogan having played in the FA, I don't think he's going to play both games. It's a little bit risky, but I think the risk is worth it taking. The other one is Bruno Fernandes against West Brom. I mean, West Brom has the weakest defense right now in the English Premier League, and the fact that Manchester United needs to score as many goals as possible and to win as many games as possible for them to be able to continue in the competition, I believe Bruno Fernandes can score against them. Calvert-Lewin is also another guy you can look at against City and Fulham. Yeah, when you look at him, maybe you can count on him so much when it comes to Fulham. Of course, like I said, with City it's a different thing. Maybe perhaps he can break through or not. But he's also another guy to consider. Another player that I also feel like he's a good captain choice, but I don't have him on my team, is Raheem Sterling. Yeah, Raheem Sterling, you can do whatever you want. You can even triple captain for those who want to triple captain Raheem Sterling. I mean, I just felt like I wish I had him right now, because I already have maximum number of City players and I don't want to make any negative. And when you look at game week 25, it also might have another double game week apart from Leeds. So I still have to keep my transfer in case I don't make any changes. I want to keep my transfer looking at game week 25 or 26 for a double game week. Maybe another differential captain choice is Nick Pope. Yeah, when you look at Nick Pope, probably he can keep a clean sheet on one of those 2 games, and that will mean having about 12 points. I mean, when Nick Pope keeps a clean sheet, normally he takes up even the other 3 bonus points. That's the beauty of having Nick Pope on your team. So as it stands, that's how I'm lining up, and I just want to tell you guys, anything here is not fixed. I also haven't really made up my mind for who to captain, but all my captain is going to be on one of these guys that I've mentioned. If you have any, you can captain any of them, and I hope we can get the best out of game week 24. With that said, I thank you guys for listening to me, and please subscribe to the channel.